Thank you very much. Mobile apps are great. They're free. They can help you waste time, manage your life, lose weight. I mean, they can help you do anything. But you have to be careful. Joining me this morning with the warning is Internet expert Dave Hatter with Libertas Technologies. Because I talked about that. I downloaded an app one time, shut down my phone.
Yeah, and it's not all. I mean, they're better now. You're typically not going to have that kind of problem, but you really do need to be careful because you often don't know who made the app or what their intent is for the information they can collect.
Okay, so let's talk about kids first.
Sure.
They're able to collect information on your kids. What type of information can they collect?
Well, anything that would be available through the phone. Any information that the kids store on the phone could potentially be taken. Their name, their phone number, potentially their location if they have the location enabled, the location part of the device enabled. So, anything that they have stored in the phone is potentially fair game. And that's one of the things. People don't realize that these things can collect information and send them off in the background without you realizing.
And the other thing is parents are so careful with their kids and Facebook and social media, they probably don't think about the phone because they think it's a phone and it's really a computer.
Exactly. Rob, that's really an excellent point. It really is just a small computer, and it has much, if not all of the capabilities of a regular computer. And again, if it's connected to the internet, it can be collecting information about you or whoever's using it and sending it off without your knowledge. And that's the problem.
And that's the problem, especially with kids, because the more information people have of your kids, the more danger they might be put in.
Yeah, and it's not even like just that someone might stalk your kids. If they might steal your kid's identity.
Sure.
Just like they might do to you. And suddenly now when your kid gets old enough to have to go out and get a job and so forth, someone has been them for a while and they got a big problem to solve.
And the thing is, kids are probably... They might want to go after kids because they have very, very clean Social Security numbers.
Well, that's an excellent point, and most kids aren't going to discover that their identity's been in use and for some period of time. So yeah, I mean, they're a much more viable target because you're not going to suddenly see your credit report when you're 13 and go, wait a minute, what the heck's going on here?
So what can we do to protect ourselves and our kids?
Well, first thing you need to do is be aware that this is a problem. And the second thing I would suggest, the simplest thing to do is don't just willy-nilly download any old thing you come across on the internet.
Okay, so how do you know what to download and what not to download?
Well, and that's tricky. It's really hard to know. I mean, if you're dealing with a reputable company, like let's say Target, and you download their app, while it's probably going to collect some information, they're not going to do anything devious with it, but if you just go out and say, hey, this looks like a cool new game, and you download it because it's free and it's a fun game to play, you can't really know what it's going to do with your information. So I would suggest that before you download anything that's from a publisher that you don't necessarily know as a known brand, you might want to do some time and do some research. Spend some time, do some research at like a CNET, a Google. Have editors of a magazine reviewed this thing and said it's clean, because almost anyone that puts a mobile app out is doing it because they want to collect your information, unless you're paying them up front.
Because it's like anything else, you don't get anything for free.
That's exactly right. Nothing is free.
Dave Hatter, Libertas Technology, thank you very much. Have a good weekend, Dave.
You too.